charmed to see everyone. Welcome back to the finale of Code Realized Bouquet of Rainbows. I'm Brandon Knight.
And I'm Shirayuki.
And we're at the end. Let's do it. It's been a long time coming. Last time we left off, we're fighting against Nemo.
Oh.
Well, we just beat Nemo, I think, didn't we?
Yeah, I think they started bringing the ship down.
Mm-hmm.
It's here.
Once we have escaped the Nautilus, I must dig out your horologium. I said.
I heard him cut Nemo off. Then he leaps off the floor from the other side of the flames from the explosion.
Don't you touch her.
Man, I'm already...
Go, let's do it, I remember this.
The man I love dashes through the flames and the smoke.
With your filthy hands.
Impey strikes Nemo with a powerful kick. Nemo is thrown back and slams into the wall, taking down all the machinery in his path with him. Impey, you need to watch out! Even with a vampire's strength, it must be difficult for him to remain standing right now.
This is nothing. More importantly...
Impey picks me up and runs towards the device, as I'm unable to move on my own at all now. Every time he touches the complicated control panel, the machinery at the core of the Nautilus creaks as if in mortal agony. He frowns at the sound and closes his eyes.
I'm sorry, Nautilus. The horologium isn't meant for you. It's for the miracle of science and for people's dreams. It's to keep the person I care about most in the world alive. So I need it back.
He climbs up the machine using the cables around him as footing. And when he thrusts his fist forward, he smashes into the device in an effort to take back the spark of my life.
Found it!
There seems to be some sort of force at work that pushes against everything. Impey doesn't back down and continues to push his hand forward, but the light burns and blisters his skin. His injuries gradually get worse and worse. Impey, that piece is still active. The poison in it is still working.
I don't care!
Pushing against the repulsive force, Impey forces his hand closer and closer to the shard. 10 centimeters. 5 centimeters. 1 centimeter.
Ah!
Impey grabs a horologium fragment. His hand burns and an unpleasant greasy smoke rises from his skin.
I'm taking this back. It belongs to my girlfriend.
Technically fiancé.
Yeah, because he did propose.
Impey kicks at the machine's exterior, pushing himself away from the device. Impey? I feel my body has already reached its limits, but I try to drag myself towards Impey where he lies on the ground. I desperately cling to him as he lies there, unmoving. But, in the next moment, unbelievably, he turns his head and smiles at me.
Shirayuki, this is a present from me.
The horologium in my chest and the shard in Impey's hand emit the same subtle glow. Impey stretches his hand forward towards me as if presenting me with a flower.
Aw, that's cute.
I accept his gift and carefully guide his hand to my chest.
Oh, that'd be nice if it just fits back, no glue, no nothing.
The horologium fragment floats in the air, breaking up into tiny particles of light and slowly merging with the horologium. The beauty of the scene makes me forget everything else that is going on. Slowly, ever so slowly, I can feel the strength returning to me. I can keep living.
Of course.
And I can keep living by your side? Impey smiles slowly, then lies down as if he lost his strength. Impey, are you alright?
I'm gonna rest for a bit. That was tiring, even for me.
As he closes his eyes, I squeeze him tightly in an embrace. He sees Impey embracing Shirayuki out of the corner of his eye. Nemo breathes heavily as he quietly raises himself from the floor.
It's not over yet!
As Nemo walks forward, he feels bone scraping against bone from where Impey kicked him earlier. Ew. A feeling surfaces in his fading consciousness, a helpless sense of powerlessness. When he was younger, he had been captured by enemy forces. He felt that powerless as he stood by, unable to do anything as his homeland was destroyed. Even though he continued to charge ahead with his research and search for the power of science, that powerlessness never went away.
I will never give up! The power of science is my path, my anchor, my foundation.
Impey and Shirayuki look up in surprise at his shout. Thinking back, this was probably bound to happen with Nemo's fierce intelligence. That's how he was able to create so much without even telling those in Twilight. If the Nautilus is going to be shot down, he can at least take everything else down with it in a huge blaze of destruction. That's what he wants. Nemo, what are you going to do?
Isn't it obvious? The power of the Nautilus, the power of science, my own worth. I'm going to carve it into the history of England, of all of the world.
Nemo pulls the lever towards him.
Pull the lever, Kronk.
Suddenly, the entire Nautilus begins shaking.
Let the destruction begin! Actually, this is kind of weird. Do we usually see Shirayuki stand before us? Like in the center? Like, seeing a full body shot usually? Usually if I was just her in a corner.
Well, I think this is more in third person.
Yeah.
Right now.
That's kind of weird. Oh my god.
Several explosions go off within the room. Did you just set the Nautilus to self-destruct?
That's right! I destroyed the device. If the repulsive field generator is destroyed, the ship has nowhere to go but down. Yes, straight towards Buckingham Palace.
How could you? The fortress lurches to the side. Nemo loses his balance and falls to the floor.
Master Isaac, watch me! I have obtained a force more powerful than ever before!
Tears stream down Nemo's face. Up until now, Nemo has poured his life into a variety of experiments. He mobilized the Nautilus and threatened all of Britain. However, there is still a cold feeling that remains unsatisfied within him. He has never, ever felt fulfilled. But here, finally, Nemo has realized what he is after. Another explosion, bigger than any of the others, goes off overhead. He looks upwards and sees a huge piece of debris falling directly towards him. To him, it looks like a sign sent to him from the heavens. He smiles to himself. The last words that cross his mind. I think that's you, right?
I just wanted someone to... Stop. Now then.
Nemo?
We don't have time to be in shock.
Impey stands up slowly, his body is still weak.
Like Nemo said earlier, this airship is going to fall. To make matters worse, it's going to land smack dab onto Buckingham Palace, where all the government VIPs are.
So Victoria, Leonhardt, and everyone else who stayed behind are all in danger? Impey, what should we do? What can we do? Impey looks at me, then grabs me by the shoulders and speaks with determination.
Shirayuki, listen carefully to what I'm about to say. Vanellis has an escape pod. Oh no! He's gonna sacrifice himself!
Oh no.
You need to get out of this room right away and look for it.
What about you? What are you going to do?
I'm gonna stay here and try to see if I can steal the ship away from the palace. There. What's with the long face? You look best for a smile, you know?
Impey pats me on the head as I look at him with doubtful eyes.
It's fine. I don't intend to die here. We need that escape pod to get out.
Impey thumps a fist against his cheek. His face is the same as ever, grinning mischievously.
We don't have much time. We need to hurry.
Impey pushes me toward the door, and I...
Ooh. This sounds like a time to save. Just choose one. Well, what do you think we should do?
I don't know.
Oh, let me see what choices you have. Should we stay with him or should we believe in him? What do you think, audience? I can't read your thoughts, so.
I don't know, Brandon.
I mean, I have an idea what I think.
What?
Yeah, trust your man.
That's what I was thinking, but I didn't.
Alright. Have faith in him.
Are you sure you'll be alright?
Of course. Have I ever broken a promise to you?
Shirayuki's wavering eyes pull at Impey's heartstrings. Ah. I wish I could stare into those beautiful eyes forever.
Those beautiful green eyes.
I want to stay at her side. Oh, is this you?
Oh, I think so. I want to stay at her side and simply look into each other's eyes for eternity. But there's no time left for the two of us to do this. This is just a narrator thing, I think. Impey takes her hand.
Oh my. He gently pulls her forward and places his lips against her. The short kiss continues 100 years worth of love and the hint of a lie.
Oh, he's not going to leave. Like I said.
No.
But he just kissed you.
Impey.
What? Do you want me to do it again?
Well,
We'll pick up where we left off once we escaped.
Impey laughs jokingly, then gently pushes her back.
Go on, Shirayuki.
All right. Shirayuki leaps over a hole in the half-glass floor and runs off into the depths of the ship.
Like I said, I think he's not gonna make it. He knows this. But if he tells her, she's gonna try to stay.
Impey tries to clear her from his mind, then turns back to the broken device.
Now then. She's a kind girl. She'll probably look everywhere for that escape pod, and try to come back here when she finds it. It pains me to have to betray her.
Oh no.
My voice is all over because I don't know. I can't tell if that's the narrator or Impey. It usually says the name above it.
Yeah.
Looks like this is pretty much checkmate.
He has an idea what is about to unfold. With the ship's power source gone and the device broken, there probably isn't much repulsive force remaining. The Nautilus will no longer have enough thrust to support its own weight. Their current state is probably very close to a free fall.
Free fall.
There's no way to avoid the drop. It's up to him to minimize the damage.
Right. No time for feeling sorry for myself. This is time for me to shine.
Impey begins to work at the airship's control panel and is gradually able to adjust the ship's course slightly.
There's no way to avoid crashing this thing into London.
The city should be mostly deserted now thanks to repeated evacuation
Advisories.
advisories. But if something of this mass were to crash into the city and set it ablaze, it would no longer be habitable.
Then to the Thames River.
steers the ship fall towards the great river and suddenly feels that the end is near. But still, in order to carry out his final mission, he opens up a voice tube and delivers a last announcement to the entire airship.
Testing. Shirayuki, can you hear me? It's me, Impey. I'm using the ship's broadcast system to speak to you.
Obviously, there's no response. But he continues speaking, hoping that his words are reaching her.
Did you find that escape pod already? I'm gonna trust that you found it. Don't come back here. The way back to this room has collapsed. You won't be able to make it to me. There isn't much time until Nautilus crashes, so you need to go.
Oh. There is a moment's silence.
I wonder if she's surprised. Is she sad? Or mad? Glad?
Impey opens his mouth to speak as he thinks about his beloved Shirayuki.
Don't worry. I'll take care of myself. I'll be fine. I'll see you on the ground.
He closes the voice tube at the same time. Impey
Grimaces.
grimaces.
Grimace. Ugh. Man, lying to my girlfriend. I'm such a creep.
He looks over to the side. There is a heap of rubble. Impey walks over to it and quietly sits down, resting his back against it.
I guess it's true what they say about genius dying too early. Don't you agree, Nemo?
Nemo obviously doesn't answer. Instead, all that can be heard is the sound of the Nautilus breaking down as it dies an agonizing death. Oh my goodness. He closes his eyes and sees the woman he loves before him. At first, he was drawn to her fragile beauty, but gradually he became attracted to her beautiful and pure heart. And when that happened, he knew that he would sacrifice anything to protect her.
Goodbye, Shirayuki. It's been fun.
Oh, it's so sad.
I'm so glad I met you.
Impey smiles silently. Then, with a booming roar, everything goes white. I wonder if you did the other way, if you figured out something like other way too.
Maybe that might have been bad end.
I don't know. Maybe he survives. Never know.
Well, it's still going. If this was a bad end, I feel like it would have ended already.
Yeah, I would have said you died. A huge locomotive enters the station, blowing out a gust of white steam. I squint my eyes and look at the train that I'm about to board.
I guess it's time.
Yes, thank you for everything in this past year and a half in London. I say this as official. What?
I say this as official as the manners I can, as I bow.
And look around at everyone who has come to see me off. Lupin, Van Helsing, Victor, Deli, and Sissy too. Saint Germain left for France a year ago, so unfortunately he's not around today. These are my precious friends.
It's difficult to believe it's already been a year since that incident. Time really flies.
Yes, really. Almost a year has passed since the Nautilus attack. The Nautilus crashed into the Thames River, causing great damage to London. It even changed the flow of the river. But because everyone had evacuated, there were no civilian deaths. The minimal damage was all thanks to a single engineer who sacrificed his life to stop the crashing Nautilus. Now I kind of want to see what happens if you do the other way. A year passed. The damaged portions of the city had almost been completely rebuilt. I'm about to embark on a journey to a new land across the ocean.
Good. Thing the weather is nice. There shouldn't be any problems with the ship's departure.
Victor, who smiles at me as he says this, has recently started up a clinic in the poor part of town. He provides care with very reasonable pricing, and the people of the neighborhood endearingly refer to him as Doctor.
Mail us a letter, first. Actually, this has been a year. I'm gonna give him a little deeper voice. Mail us a letter first thing after you arrive. I shall write you a letter as well. Don't forget.
Of course, I'm sure you have a lot of work ahead of you, but good luck. Deli is a bit teary-eyed as he says his farewells. Currently, Deli is preparing to start an organization to gather the remaining vampires and protect them. He says his ultimate goal is to have the government acknowledge the existence of vampires through words, not with violence. As unlikely as it may sound, Van Helsing is the one cooperating with him on this. Deli demanded that Van Helsing help him as a condition for calling off his revenge.
I'm sure you get along just fine over there. Let us know if you need anything. These fools have nothing better to do than come help you. Wink.
Thank you, Van Helsing.
Why would you ever want to go to America? Can't you do this in Britain?
Lupin is the last one to approach me. I smile wryly as he scratches his cheek. What I'm trying to do probably sounds like some sort of fairy tale to an ordinary person. So it's very rare that I'd be able to find a sponsor to fund me. I can't let this opportunity go to waste.
If you say so, I guess it's already been decided. So I'll stop giving you a hard time over it.
I nodded Lupin's words. He remained in London searching for clues about the terrorist attack that Twilight had been planning. Now the situation has come to a close, but the connection between Nemo and Twilight has never been clarified. Victoria disbanded Twilight and put out wanted notices for former members as accomplices in the Nihilist attacks. Many of the members involved are still missing.
I wonder what the hell Impey's up to.
Hearing Lupin offhandedly mutter that to himself reminds me of that day. A year ago after the Nautilus crashed into the Thames, searches pulled out many dead bodies.
Oh, did they never find him?
But Impey was not among them.
Oh.
Huh. I wonder if, like, the next one...
He has amnesia or something? Let's keep it going.
Impey is still missing. I can't bring myself to believe that he's dead. He's probably alive somewhere, coming up with some new crazy invention.
He is a vampire.
Yeah, I can't help but think of this.
His injuries might be slowly healing where he is. The train will be departing in just a few moments. Passengers, please board as quickly as possible. I'm the conductor.
Well, everyone, I'm off.
Bye.
The bell sounds. Cutting my thoughts short, I board the train. I reach my assigned seat and look out the window, seeing Lupin and the others waving to me.
Take care of yourself. Make sure to drink only clean water. Alright. I wish you the best of luck with your experiment. Don't come running back. Alright. Right. I'll write you back. Go get him, and make the Can Club name famous for Impey's sake.
I will. Thank you, everyone.
Ooh, a Can Club. All aboard. The train is departing. Choo choo.
I wonder if like at the end they'll show like a little clip of like Impey like still alive or something.
We'll see.
I want to know.
Do that away.
The sound of the steam whistle fills the platform as the train pulls out. I lean out the window and wave to the others as the distance between us grows. Now off to the new world, America.
America.
As a member of the Cannon Club, I'm carrying on Impey's wishes, and I'm going to America to conduct a large-scale experiment in researching the moon.
And going to the moon, yeah.
I believe that Impey is watching over me somehow, somewhere. Time to go. I'm going to continue Impey's fight to show the world how wonderful science can be. I nod to myself and look out at the sky beyond the window. It's a nice day today. A perfect day to start something new.
Oh, nuclear flash.
What?
Is that it? That's it.
Oh no, what happened? I need to know! Oh.
We got part of it. I think it's part of the true end, maybe. One of the endings. There's so many different endings for each character.
That was the end?
That was the end. That was it.
My.
I just ended right there.
Oh my my goodness.
So, let's talk about our thoughts, because, like I was saying, there's a third game coming out. It's called something like, I think, Winter Solace, or something like that. It's coming out here in the next couple months. So, we're saying we're just going to do Lupin's route, because that's who we want. We like Arsene Lupin still as our main canon. But, in order to get him, you have to beat all the other characters' true endings. Exit out, man.
What's the second one, I wonder?
The second one, I believe we can see what it's called. Maybe. Future Blessings.
I wonder if you're with Impey or...
I'm not sure. It might let you pick, or just might kind of reset everything back where they're all just friends still and you can choose. I'm really... It's sad because I want to see Arsene's route, like I was saying earlier, but you have to beat all the other characters' endings to get it.
Wait, would that mean that that Lupin would die at the end, though?
Probably not. I feel like each part, like for Impey, we gotta see more of the Nautilus and Nemo. And the other characters have certain villains and factions. And once you beat them all, you see like most of the story, Lupin kind of brings all of them together. And they're all working together.
I wouldn't know what happens now. I don't...
And then we have Code Realize, the sequel that takes off shortly afterwards. Which we'll just have to start off with that, I think. And we'll just try to go for Lupin.
Yeah.
Because that's what we want, but, geez. Making we get to beat the game several times with different characters just to see the one canon romance you want. That's the canon romance. That's what they want you to go with. Lupin. Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. But we finally did it. Took a while, by golly, but...
Yeah.
I had fun, though.
Did too.
I like making all the voices for all the characters and actually having you guys join us. So I guess we're going to end there. Put in the comments, how did you feel about that ending? Were you fine with it? Personally, I kind of like it when they left it open, where he could still be alive somewhere. They never found his body.
Now I'm on a cliffhanger though, and I'm so confused.
Yeah, because we don't know. If you guys would, leave a comment down below. Like as well, subscribe. And as always, I'll see all of you, and she might too, in the next Star Player 1 episode. Bye!